I don't know why, but I'm feeling led to make this video and share my recent testimony. So, if you look at my other videos on here, you'll see that I spent the summer homeless. What I haven't shared until now is that I had a car that I had purchased in March, or was purchasing, I should say, starting in March, that was a 2005 Chevy Impala. In August, the starter froze up on that Impala. I had to have it towed to the mechanic shop. And the tow truck driver crawls out from under my car and says to me, "You don't have a frame." I said, "What? I'd never heard of this." He said, "There's a little bit of rust down there in the places where your frame is supposed to be, but the frame has completely rusted away." So he took me to the mechanic shop, and the head guy and most of his mechanics were on vacation together. But one of his mechanics, who is also his cousin, was there, as well as the two ladies that work in the office. They got my car off of the tow truck and put it on a lift, and the mechanic came into the office and looked at me dead in the eye and said, "I don't know how you're still alive." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "That car has no frame. Any one of the potholes here in Zanesville should have caused that car to come apart and kill you." I didn't say anything because honestly at the time I was questioning my faith. But I went and stayed in the Salvation Army homeless shelter over the weekend. And when the head mechanic and his guys got back, he is also the person I was purchasing the car from, I should add. They looked at it, and he put me into a 2006 Chevy Trailblazer that he personally crawled under and looked at the frame to make sure it hadn't rusted away. So, in September, late September, early October, somewhere around there, I noticed a thumping sound coming from my front driver's side wheel well. So I made an appointment and brought it in to him. And the mechanic come into the office to talk to the office lady. And he looked at me and said, "It's a good thing you brought it in when you did, because the only thing that was holding your wheel assembly on in your front driver's side wheel well is the nut coming out of the axle." So they replaced almost everything in my front driver's side wheel well, which meant I needed a front end alignment done. I didn't have the money for a front end alignment, and to add insult to injury, on November 4th, I lost my job, and both of my front tires went flat while I was driving, doing DoorDash. So I was jobless and without a vehicle. But my brother had given me a place to stay. Well, the same day that all of that happened, I got a call from another ambulance service asking me to come in for an interview. So I go in, interview, and I didn't have a car to get there, so I walked. Because I've always been raised to believe that if you commit to something and you don't have a vehicle to get there in, you lace up your shoes a little tighter and you walk. I guess that's not a common thing anymore. I don't know. Well, that was, I started work at the beginning of December, and yesterday's paycheck was eaten entirely by my truck. I've named her Bertha, by the way. And there's still more work that needs to be done on Bertha. I'm estimating about $1,500 to get everything taken care of that I know needs taken care of right now. Maybe $2,000 because there is something in the AC heater that needs to be replaced because it won't blow out of the vents anymore. But all of this is happening. And the mechanic in October told me that it was amazing that I had been driving with that thing thumping for 2 weeks, waiting on my appointment at the mechanic shop, and the wheel hadn't come off while I was driving. It was amazing, but I know why it didn't. Because I serve the mighty one of Israel. I questioned my faith, and he gave me more faith. Yes, the last few years have been incredibly hard for me. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I am literally just waiting for some financing to come through so that I can take National Registry and get my EMT license back. I'm currently on call at my new job because I am not an EMT right now. As soon as I get my EMT license, I will get a 77-cent an hour raise and go full time. Which means, yay, financial difficulties over. Well, kinda. But the whole point of this video is when you're questioning your purpose, don't be afraid to talk to God. He will show up and show you just what you mean to him. I'm going to end this video with a hearty Shabbat Shalom.